Hello and welcome back to the Quad Life. Well, part of having a spinal cord injury and for many years means that unfortunately I end up visiting some hospitals. So I'm just outside of a hospital here and finished having a meeting, so nothing medical going on. But unfortunately, when you're in a hospital, it's not always the best situation. So, of course, when you go to the hospital in the first place, you're usually not doing all that well. So, be it an emergency, something comes up, or recovery from surgery, or whatever it is. And over the years, I have definitely had a number of hospital stays, to say the least. I've had multiple surgeries that I've had to stay in for several days, or one time even a month I had to stay in the hospital after a muscle flap surgery. And I've had several times I've been in the hospital for gut problems, and I've had NG tubes that I've had emergency surgery while I was on vacation out in Ohio and otherwise locally and other places. So the thing about hospitals is that they frequently are not familiar with the needs of someone with a high level spinal cord injury like myself. So for the most part, nurses and doctors are very willing to work with you and are friendly. I have had a few every now and then that are not wanting to learn or work or just get rid of you, but thankfully that's not the norm. But they don't know about things like autonomic dysreflexia, and you have to instruct them on what it is. I had one hospital stay that I was having very, very bad AD and was trying to explain that I needed help to get my blood pressure to go down, as it was like 189 over 150 or something like that. But they said, oh, no, that's a good thing. Like, no, that's a very bad condition for me. That they would do anything about it. I was waiting for a stroke, but thankfully it never came. But then just a couple of days later, I had very low blood pressure. It was like 78 over 50 or something like that, which for me that's fairly normal. That's a little low, but not that bad for me. And that got a response of 5 nurses and several people, that something that wasn't really all that needed. And the other thing about hospitals, especially if you're not in the ICU, is that with me, I have to have a caregiver with me at all times. And that even includes while I'm in the hospital. Unfortunately, they don't provide help. And the last time I was in the hospital a year ago, they literally said they can't handle my needs. So my parents had to be with me basically 24/7 for several days in a row, and that gets to be way too much for them. Thankfully, last time my own caregivers were able to come and give my parents some relief at least, but that doesn't always work. Sometimes I get what's called sitters, that an aide or someone will stay with me, but that hasn't happened for quite a while. So being in a hospital, it's already not a good thing when you have to be in one, but it can almost be dangerous that if you don't get the care that you need that's regular, and also people that don't know about dangerous needs, things like AD, or even turning completely every couple hours. So it's already a good thing to avoid the hospital, but if you have a spinal cord injury especially, then you really don't want to go to hospitals if at all possible, because you have all your own needs met at home. But that is today's entry, so I thank you for watching these videos, and the comments I've seen so far, keep them up, and I look forward to continuing this month with more videos. So bye for now.